A new study reveals that young adults between the ages of 18 and 39 who have survived cancer feel abandoned by the healthcare system during the critical recovery period in the aftermath of treatment.
It takes longer to recover than it does to be treated, but almost all of our resources are going the other way. We have forgotten about the rest of the patient's experience. And that means for the thousands of young adults that we serve, they have been literally left to figure out the rest of their life on their own.
Two-time cancer survivor Jeff Eaton is the executive director of Young Adult Cancer Canada that helps young survivors navigate life through and beyond treatment.
Young adults are the forgotten generation of the cancer continuum. I mean, you can look across any element of the experience from diagnosis, treatment, survivorship, research, and you will see a real deficit when you look at the young adult element of that experience.
He says their study, titled Young Adults with Cancer in Their Prime, or YAC Prime, shows the impacts of that omission.
You see this huge struggle with mental health. You see this distress and body image and fear of recurrence. You see this devastation on financial impact. Well, that's the result of being forgotten. A lack of resources, a lack of programming, a lack of community and resources to help move these survivors forward.
He says that's because most cancer programming is geared toward the older generation. The study involved 622 participants under the age of 40 from across Canada. Among other findings, it showed that more than 6 years after treatment, 50% of young adult survivors reported poor mental health, and that 1 in 6 say they spend hours every day worrying about the cancer coming back.
When I was first diagnosed, not really understanding the world of cancer, I was hoping I could fit it into a semester. I thought I could schedule it, right? I had no idea how long the treatment phase would take, and while that was certainly shocking and hard for me to adjust to, what I was really not prepared for was the after of that.
Danny Taylor was diagnosed with colorectal cancer as a student at age 23. She says the study's findings about life after treatment resonated deeply with her.
The after phase, you're living in a lot of what next? Your whole life has been kind of thrown into chaos. You're living from scan to scan. Like the sky's fallen once, why wouldn't it fall again? It's very hard to kind of find trust in your world and in your body again. And so I found that chapter actually much more distressing than the acute stuff that I think most people focus on.
On a hopeful note, both Danny and Jeff say the issues the study highlights are not insurmountable.
We can change these things. A lot of times there's actually interventions already existing for older cancer patients on these issues. They need attention and resources and perhaps some customization for young adults. But there's a lot of hope in the fact that struggles are deep, but we can make change in this.
It might be hard to look at these numbers and go like, oh, is this what the future looks like for me? But these things are movable, they are changeable, and while life is hard, it doesn't mean that life can't still be really beautiful.
For an in-depth look at the study's findings, you can go to our website, citynews.ca. For City News, I'm Dilshad Burman.